Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today I'm joined with Jack, and Jack has Crohn's and autism, like me. So it's going to be a really nice chat. Thanks, Jack.
Yeah.
So Jack, just to start, we just do a little introduction, if that's okay.
Okay. Jack Monahan, autistic, Crohn sufferer,
Yeah,
and voice actor.
yeah. Well, I'm very happy to have you on today, Jack, because it's not often that you meet or speak to people that have actually autism and Crohn's or autistic and Crohn's.
We're a rare breed.
We are, aren't we? There's not many of us.
Hmm.
So what would you rather speak about first, Jack? Would you like to go on to start with autism or go on to Crohn's?
Go with the Crohn's first.
Okay. So do you just want to talk a little bit about maybe when you was diagnosed with Crohn's, Jack?
December 2011, when I was 18.
Okay. And was that like a long process, or was you diagnosed quite quickly?
Let's see, private healthcare first.
Yeah.
And it was a long time getting there because I was feeling pains and I was losing a lot of weight.
Yeah. I was the same.
And the toilet bowl was essentially a Jackson Pollock painting when I...
Yeah. Yeah. Like with the pain, was it like...
Because it was like a cramp and because I had no idea what was happening to me. I thought it was my appendix. I thought it was, well, everything. I'm a bit of a hypochondriac sometimes.
Okay. And like it's hard to explain, isn't it, the pain, because
Yeah.
no one can see it. It's like inside.
No, unless they
Yeah, yeah,
account.
yeah, yeah.
That
Like
was the worst. That was the worst part of it. It wasn't the operation. It was just the wait time. I was waiting around for
yeah,
hours before they were ready for me, and it doesn't do well for my routine because I always have to lunch at 12 and stuff.
yeah, yeah. It's quite annoying when you have to wait. Like or if you go to appointments, maybe with a consultant,
Yeah,
and they're always late, and you don't like to
yeah,
wait.
yeah. And also the worst part is the stuff they give you to clear you out before the appointment.
Yeah, yeah. It is.
Something called picolax.
Oh yeah. But we don't like that stuff, do we?
Yeah, that's a very nasty metallic taste to it.
Yeah.
Like
When
your like it always fits in the roof of your mouth with your tongue.
yeah was when you had that, like with the horrid drink, would you just have it on its own, or would you put like juice on it or anything?
Sometimes I'd have a bit of juice to go with it to wash the taste away.
Yeah, yeah,
And
because
then
yeah,
and also it really burns when the results kick in.
yeah, yeah. Like when I had that jacket, it took like, because I think it was every 15 minutes you had to have another drink of it, um, and it took me 15 minutes to have one, so it
Yeah,
wasn't it was quite annoying.
yeah. Because I remember the comedian Lee Evans did a sort of routine about the stuff that you take before your colonoscopy.
Yeah, I think I saw that,
He
and
was quite accurate.
yeah, it's not pleasant, is it?
No.
Yeah.
And also when I was first diagnosed, I had anaesthetic done to me, so they could do and
Okay. That that's interesting. Like what
if you ask my opinion, when you're walking down there to do it, it's like going to death row.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because it is. It's to put your gown on for the actual colonoscopy, um, and yeah, like the waiting. You feel like you don't. In your mind, you feel like you don't want to wait. You just want to get in, get it done,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
everything. But when you was diagnosed, Jack, was that the first time you heard of Crohn's?
Yes, it was the first time I thought it was a fatal disease.
Yeah, yeah, and
Turns out it isn't.
no. And did you take time to kind of like understand it, what Crohn's was?
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst part was I couldn't eat anything for a while
Yeah.
because I was put onto this sort of, you know what it is, the polymeric diet they call it.
Yeah, like you can have those liquid drinks, can't you? If you can't eat.
Ensure Plus, they're called.
Yeah, yeah. I was the same. I couldn't eat as well. For a while, I was kind
I
of
had to have those, those ice pops, you know, the ones that are shaped like a triangle,
yeah, I know what you mean.
and boiled sweets as well. Fox's Glacier Fruits were my go-to.
Yeah, yeah. Like, like, are you like currently on any medication at all for your Crohn's?
Azathioprine, Pentasa, and infusions of infliximab.
Okay. How long have you been doing the infusions for?
Since late 2013,
Okay. So,
when I was moved off private healthcare onto the NHS.
okay. And are they working well, do you think?
Yeah, I think they're working well.
Yeah. I that was actually one of my first biologics infliximab was when I was diagnosed in shortly after 2017. Um, and I was on it for a year. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me, but I'm glad it's
Diagnosed
working
into,
for you.
yeah, I guess I'm the Crohn's veteran here.
Yeah, yeah, you are experienced.
Hmm.
From 2011, I believe. It was it 2011. You said that you was diagnosed.
December 2011, yes.
Okay. Because yeah, I was diagnosed October 2017.
Let's just say Crohn's is not the best Christmas present I've received.
No, no, it's not a very good month to get diagnosed, is it, in December?
No,
Um, but like with do you, at the moment, do you still have to like avoid certain foods or anything?
not really, no.
Okay,
Although sometimes I did worry that tomato-based stuff would set me off.
okay, yeah, because yeah, I have to stay away from spicy foods really, and I can't have caffeine. Um,
Mm.
so those are the two main for me. But other than that, pretty fine. And you said you've been on azathioprine. I'm on azathioprine as well. Have you been on that? Because is that one of the first medications that you was put on, like azathioprine?
Pentas was the first, azathioprine followed a year after, because they
Okay,
wanted. And then I got a second polymeric diet after I was prescribed the infliximab.
okay. And what like has that helped? Do you think the infliximab with like pain and stuff? Like,
Yeah,
do you think?
yeah. When I started, I had to be in the hospital for about 8 hours when they first did it to me, and I had it in my hand, so it was painful.
Okay, yeah, it's not nice like the first few times having an infusion because you're not really used to it, are you?
No.
Yeah. Um.
And nowadays they do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. How do you feel about like when you're going for your infusions like because of course you have to wait quite a long time. Um. How do you feel about like that waiting period? Like how long you're sitting there for?
Oh, it's fine. We usually go early, about 8 o'clock or something.
Okay. So yeah, just get it done and everything.
Yeah.
And how often do you go for your infusions? Yeah.
Once every 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, so it's quite similar to when I went. Um, and when you go, do you take anything with you just to keep you occupied?
Phone,
Yeah, of course. Um,
my headphones, and maybe a book or something.
yeah, yeah. I
One
think.
time when I went to the hospital, I read Dune.
Oh, well, that's pretty interesting. What's Dune about?
It's it's that book that was adapted into a movie recently.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think I remember that. Um, is reading books one of the things that you like doing?
Sometimes films as well.
Oh, there you go. Look, you got quite a lot of films. Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's good that you have lots to keep you occupied, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. With with your Crohn's, do you like with talking about it? Did that take quite a lot of time to like process?
Took a bit of time, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and like now you feel like you quite you like you say you're a veteran.
Yeah.
Like you know quite a lot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, is there anything that you're, I suppose, like fearful of, like when it comes to Crohn's, because it's very unpredictable, isn't it?
Like the well, being at risk of colon cancer or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have to wear like? Because I know I have to wear like, especially if you go in the sunlight, like a certain kind of a sort of sun cream. Do you have to wear like certain sun creams like as well?
No, I don't. I just slather on a lot of stuff here and
Okay.
everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. And like because of being on like infliximab and everything, and azathioprine as well, it kind of dampens
Yeah.
our immune systems quite a lot.
Yes,
Um,
it does.
yeah. Um, like how has it been for you these past few years with like the pandemic and everything, Jack? Knowing that.
Well, at least I've been sensible. I don't buy into the anti-mask stuff.
No. Yeah. That's good. Like I think I don't know if you agree. Yeah, it's kind of been a bit forgotten like quite recently as there's no restrictions anymore.
I
Um,
know.
yeah.
I still keep a mask on me, so I don't.
Yeah. Just keep yourself safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and because yeah, it's like I suppose it can be quite annoying knowing that
Yeah.
like no one has to do tests anymore, or even wear a mask or social distance as well.
Hmm.
Because I don't know about you, I like my own personal space anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, with another thing about like your Crohn's, have you had any surgeries? Um,
No, I haven't had any surgeries. No.
okay,
Well,
so
my last colonoscopy was last year in January, and I only had gas and air.
yeah.
I was conscious throughout, and I was able to look at it on screen.
Yeah, and like, well, with looking at it on screen, Jack, do you think that's quite interesting because you're seeing
Yeah,
inside?
it was
Yeah,
like looking at the surface of Mars.
it was, wasn't it? Because I actually had a sigmoid oscopy last year,
Yeah.
um, around September time, and just to check everything. And
Yeah.
I had the same. I had gas in there, and
Yeah.
it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Just to look at the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, um and I kept having more of it, I suppose, because I
Yeah.
like the feeling of it.
Yeah.
Um, but with having sedation and having gas and air, would you say you prefer one or do you just like don't mind either?
I just had gas and air. I didn't ask for
Oh,
sedation.
okay. So you haven't had sedation before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, yeah. But with do you think it helps like looking at that screen um when you're
Yeah.
having it done?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And seeing them do this with the grabber on sort of
yeah,
whatever's on.
yeah. W- Was you any? Was you in like any like feeling uncomfortable like as well? Because
Just the
during
flatulence part.
yeah,
And its technicolor bubbles on the screen.
yeah, yeah. It is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I know.
Because I
Yeah.
Because I remember Robin Williams talking about it in a stand-up routine about colonoscopies and saying that you're your own Discovery Channel special.
Yeah, I think that's great. Um, with yeah, I think that's awesome, Jeff. Um, with it is like it doesn't take too long either. It takes I think about 15 minutes to have it all done, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Um, with like, do you struggle with fatigue with your Crohn's?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah. like you kind of get maybe more tired, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think now, like we can maybe move on to autism if you want, Jack.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So do you want to just say maybe a little bit about the diagnosis stage?
I was diagnosed at age 3, so I'm probably one of the lucky ones.
Yeah.
But it's a double-edged sword, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like it was like I think at that stage more used to getting diagnosed younger.
Yeah,
Where now I suppose you kind of see quite a lot more people getting diagnosed later on as an
yeah,
adult, don't you?
yeah. Sometimes I do think my younger sister might be,
Okay.
and and if that's the case, then my newborn niece might be as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting. Like if you are autistic yourself, you kind of notice see these signs from other people, don't you?
Maybe my mother might be as well. She has
Yeah.
OCD or some kind.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
there's speculation in my family that my late uncle Gary might have been.
Okay. That is like it is very
And
interesting.
I learnt at a family wedding that my cousin recently got diagnosed as well.
Okay. Um.
And he's 38
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah. Like there's no age limit, is there, to getting diagnosed?
No, no, there isn't.
Like But do you think, Jack, do you ever wonder like what it'd be like maybe to get diagnosed later on, like rather than getting diagnosed at 3 years old?
I think it would have been a bit. Honestly, I would have had a more traumatic life if I had been diagnosed later.
Yeah, yeah,
Because, like I said, early and late diagnoses are like a double-edged sword.
yeah, yeah. I, I agree, and it's something like that, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
it is, it is, it is interesting, isn't it? Like, where you see other people maybe 45 years old getting diagnosed, 30, 38.
yeah,
Um, I was diagnosed when I was 9, so
yeah.
I suppose don't awfully remember a lot. When we're that age, do we quite young?
I was I wasn't told I was autistic until I was about 8.
Yeah, yeah, because at 3 you'd only been quite little.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, what with your autism, do you would you say maybe you find hard?
trying to find employment and just trying to live your day-to-day life without people trying to make your life hell.
Hmm. Yeah, because it is hard to find jobs, isn't it? Like especially the ones
It
you
took
like.
it took me about 5 years before I got my first voice acting credit,
Yeah.
which was for an audiobook called MOOJAG and the Auticode Secret by Annie Mc Annie McMerrin, I think her name is.
Okay. That I think that's pretty cool. Like
Yeah,
you said that you really enjoy doing like voice acting.
yeah.
Yeah. Has that something you've always been interested in?
Only recently. My university degree is in screenwriting, and I'm just maybe using that voice acting as a way of as a gateway of some kind,
Okay, just like something to do.
alternate gateway.
Yeah. Yeah. And um with with that like with autism, like is there some certain maybe noises that you don't like? Um
Sounds of brushes on stone surfaces give me the shivers.
yeah. Yeah. Um how are you in crowds? Are you okay? Um
I sometimes have a pair of earphones in case it gets.
yeah. Yeah. Um like do you find it's hard like I suppose in the work environment for them to understand like people who have autism?
Yeah, that's a problem in our society. Neuronormativity.
Yeah.
It's like heteronormativity, but aimed at neurodivergent people.
Yeah. Yeah. And with like the job you got now, like we're doing is acting, like um, how does that work? Maybe Jack, because like you can do, can't you do it for different people? Like different jobs, which you do one and then maybe move on to another one. Like, how does that all work?
What do
Like,
you mean by that question?
like like the voice acting,
Yeah.
but by doing it, and because if you're doing maybe one job, can't you go into another one and do that voice acting somewhere else?
It just depends, really. It's a sort of freelance thing,
Okay.
and it's just a matter of trial and error and luck and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, but if you enjoy it, it's the main thing, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, yeah. With like did you find it's quite hard to explain autism to someone who doesn't really understand it?
Oh, it's very hard, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially when they think they know everything just because they've seen bloody Rain Man.
yeah. That
Or
is normal,
worse,
isn't it?
or even worse, see his music.
Yeah.
Just like Bruno, we don't talk about music.
Yeah, yeah. I think it is annoying, isn't it? Because like it's hard, I suppose it's annoying to repeat yourself, isn't it?
Yeah. And that's probably the reason why I sometimes think I struggle trying to get my first credit and stuff, because I'm very open about the fact I'm autistic and I disclose it, and maybe they just see it and think, oh dear, he's going to be a burden, blah 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 and all that.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. It is like, I don't know about you, Jack, but we're having Crohn's and autism. Like
Yeah.
like sometimes you may feel like they are. I always kind of relate. I don't know about you, but I always relate them in ways like, because with having Crohn's, everyone has it different, and same with autism, isn't it? Everyone can
Yeah.
have it different.
In a different way, yes.
Yeah, in a different way. So it's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you met many people that have both as well, like Crohn's and autism?
Not really. You're the first of
I'm,
those.
I'm the first. Yeah.
I have some. So most of the time, it's just people who have one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like when I heard that you got Crohn's and autism,
Yeah.
I had to ask.
Investigate.
Yeah, I had to investigate and ask
Yeah.
to have a talk with you, because I
Yeah.
think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And with doing voice acting as well, I think that's even
Yeah.
better. I love that you
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other hobbies, Jack, at all?
Movies, obviously,
Yeah.
as you can
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. Movies. Yeah.
Motorsport,
Yeah.
uh, logos,
The
specifically film and television ones, like the ones you see at the beginning.
Yeah. 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 Because you said that you was interested in like cars and motorsport, everything.
Yeah.
Um.
And I mentioned about there was an F3 driver who about earlier this month got diagnosed with Crohn's.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. That's interesting, isn't it?
He's a Red Bull Junior and his name's Johnny Edgar.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just plugging him to be a future guest at some point.
Yeah. I think that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if we get contact with him, Jack, we might be able to have a conversation with him, might we?
Yeah.
Um, we
And
can.
also I collect Lego models, as you can
Ah,
clearly see.
yeah. Is there any of your, like, what was that?
That's the Death Star,
Yeah,
yes.
I thought so. I thought it was a Death Star. It
Yeah.
looks really good.
Yeah.
Suppose that takes time, doesn't it, Jack? But like building
It
that.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes good stress relief.
Yeah, like yeah, I see that. Because for Christmas I didn't get anything. Not similar to that, guys. It's like building like a portable stadium, like
Oh,
a mini like football stadium. For my
which one?
it was Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town, because
Right.
that's my team. Um,
Right.
and it was very hard to make.
Yeah.
Um, but you have to have quite a lot of patience for these kind of things, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Because
Especially when you've got a cat here who, I'll just. Especially when you've got a cat here who thinks they can play with it.
yeah, that is I completely agree, Jack. Um,
Yes, you're on camera, Eric, and you'll be all right.
yeah, yeah. It's nice we have another edition, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how with autism, would you say, like, how would you say you are with like sarcasm? Um,
Oh, I can use it.
yeah, yeah,
Unlike Elon Musk, I have a lot of self-awareness.
yeah, yeah. Because yeah,
Unlike that,
yeah,
unlike that oligarch.
yeah. After recording this, he only recently bought Twitter, didn't he?
Yeah,
Um,
and he's already behaving like a petulant child about it.
hmm, yeah, but yeah, how do you feel with more I'll say more like I suppose well-known, I suppose, celebrities that have autism and they talk about it. Do you think it's good they do that and raise awareness for
Yeah,
that?
yes, they do, as long as they're not going to be Aspie supremacists or something like that, or
Yeah,
just plain dicks in general.
mm, yeah, because I watched a show. Well, it's stopped now. It's all finished, but a show called Prison Break, and not long ago, maybe.
Wentworth Miller.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. He said he has autism.
Yeah,
Um, and
he also wrote a movie called Stoker,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
which
think.
was direct, which was directed by a Korean called Chan-wook Park.
Okay, that's interesting. Um, with Prison Break, did did you like it as well? Like,
I haven't had a chance to watch it.
okay, it's pretty good. When I watched it again because I really enjoyed it. But it is I do like those kind of things. Um,
Honestly, I'm more of a film than a television person sometimes.
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. I I don't watch any of the soaps, but I do like watching like like you say films and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, with yeah, with talk about autism, do you feel a lot still needs more to be done in your
Oh, a
autism?
lot. A lot more needs to be done. We need representation behind the camera. I mean, we need our own autistic new wave or something.
Yeah,
Uh, Politically, we need representation,
definitely.
especially when the Tories are trying to rip the welfare state apart and make us miserable as possible, and the opposition's doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Message to the leader of the opposition: I have not forgotten what Yvette Cooper did during her time as DWP head.
Hmm.
In other words, ATOS and work capability assessments.
Yeah, yeah. Um, do you want to talk a little bit about Big Finish?
Oh yeah, I was in November last year. Found I put forward my voice clip and my and just explained a little bit about myself, and I was added to Big Finish's files for available talent, and also actors with their own home studio, as primitive as it looks.
Yeah, yeah. And have you had any response like have you from them?
They responded with that. The first email was the response of, "You're now on our files and we're circulating it around to our directors."
Okay.
And then I sent a second email just putting my phone number and asking details about what the process is. They got back and said they don't do auditions, and it's normally just call up whoever's available, and also you need to go down to somewhere in London or Cardiff to record.
Yeah, because they do most of the filming, don't they?
Recording.
Yeah, you're recording. Yeah, that's right. And prior to that, have you always liked Doctor Who then? To
Uh, it was one of my interests back in 2006 to 7.
yeah, yeah. And has it kind of not been so much at the moment?
It ebbs and flows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because like,
Although also with the recent era with Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker, it's very hard to realise what's legitimate criticism and what's just people, spamming the system and determined to be as big an arsehole as possible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Especially
so.
if they're alt-right YouTubers and people like the Fandom Menace.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's quite a lot of opinions out there. Like, personally, like if I don't like a certain thing in the show, I'll still watch it.
Yeah.
Like, but I think it's good. Like, I always like it, but one of my special interests, that's for sure.
Although, to be honest, I think Jodie Whittaker's tenure was kind of similar to Colin Baker's in a way.
Okay. Yeah.
Not treated as well, and also screwed over by higher-ups and their schedules.
Yeah.
Only difference is it's not Michael Grade this time.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like like because they changed the days. It was always a Saturday, and then they just changed them to Sundays, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which I suppose if it depends what you're like, if you just like it on Saturdays or Sunday.
Also, speaking of Colin Baker, let's hope Jodie Whittaker gets some chance to do some Big Finish stories to help revive her reputation.
Yeah, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I think she was doing. There was announced that she was doing some audio, so I'm not sure.
Actually, it was Joe Martin and Sacha Dhawan who are doing those.
Oh, okay. I think it's good though. Like actors from Doctor Who do go to Big Finish.
Yeah.
Um,
Although we've yet to see Amy Pond and Clara and Bill Potts do audio stories.
no, hopefully that will happen though.
Yeah.
Like they do have a good reputation, Doctor Who, of bringing companions back, don't they?
Yeah.
Because not long ago we had, I think, Crystal Eccleston for the audios. I think came
Yes,
back.
we did.
So it's good that you have these people. And I agree with you that hopefully Jodie gets a good thing with Big Finish.
Yeah, and also had the original run of the show not been axed in 1989, chances are the next Doctor would have likely have been Richard Griffiths after Sylvester McCoy.
Yeah, yeah, like yeah. I think it's going to be interesting what happens now, like after Jodie, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a tweet I saw from Stephen Colbert saying that James Corden was going to be the next Doctor. I just hope he was joking.
Me too, because they do like we said, they have a history of bringing companions to play maybe different characters as well, don't they?
Yeah. And there was talk that Raki Thakra, who played Bliss in the Big Finish stuff, was going to play the Doctor.
Yeah, I think there's going to be lots of rumours, isn't there, with different actors. But before we did this podcast, we talked about David Tennant, didn't we? About his.
I don't think it'll be him. I mean, Russell T Davies is not that desperate to rehash stuff.
No, I think it needs to be more about what's coming next, not what has been.
Yeah, and so far, I think the most likely candidate would be Lydia West or someone like that. Someone who's worked with Russell T Davies before.
Yeah, but like people may like it's a sin, maybe.
Yeah, and she also was in Years and Years as well.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, whoever it is, like there would have been an announcement already, wasn't there? So they know the person who it is.
And also, and even if it does, I mean, there are some reactionaries in the fandom that will still find something to whinge about.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when it comes to the quote-unquote wokeness stuff.
Yeah, I think that's maybe why they're waiting a bit longer.
And also, And also being autistic, that stuff drives me mad because I keep thinking, when's it going to be our turn to get tarred with that brush next?
Yeah, I think what would be a good idea, Jack, if someone who is autistic be
Yeah.
the doctor. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because I think they can be understanding with Doctor Who's like raising awareness, this kind of stuff. So it'll be nice for that to be something. But yeah, I agree. It does get tiring when fans are moaning about stuff that when we don't know much about the Doctor ourselves yet.
Yeah. And also racism in the Doctor Who fandom has existed for a long time. Freema Aggerman was talking about it recently in an interview.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be really intriguing what happens. But would you prefer to know before her regeneration, or would you like to wait?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because they usually announce the haven't they usually announced the regenerations, the next one before the regeneration since about the 80s or something?
Yeah, they have. They've always done it.
Patrick Troughton was announced in the back of a page of the Daily Express once.
Yeah, it's going to be like. I wonder if they will do it at Wimbledon, like when Wimbledon's on. That's been a thing of the past, isn't it? Wimbledon. Comic relief, children in need, possibly. But yeah, it's going to be interesting how they do it, how they announce it.
Yeah. And also I'll be just waiting on my phone and also my email in case one of the directors decides to call me over to enter the whoiverse.
Yeah, I bet that would be really exciting. To do that. You have to keep me updated, Jack, with all that kind of stuff. Because like I have a TARDIS, let's say, but I all that stuff is really interesting. And I always say that's a hobby, isn't it? Like doing that kind of stuff.
Yes, it is.
And hobbies are really important to people with autism.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Like with like, is that something that you are kind of on your edge of your seat for, just to be on Big Finish, maybe?
Just any voice acting opportunities, really.
Any, yeah.
It's all about getting lucky and stuff.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because you've done some before, haven't you? Like voice acting.
Just the one.
Just the one. Just the one. How was that for you? How was that experience?
It was very rewarding.
Very rewarding. Well, did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since I went to a professional studio to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what did
Ravens Court Studio.
Oh, okay. And what kind of person were you? Like character?
I was a mystical character called Watts.
Did you have to put quite a good accent on or anything?
Yeah, I just went with a mystical Scottish-sounding accent that I modelled on Private Fraser from Dad's Army.
Okay. And was that like over a span of time, like quite a lot of time to do that?
I just picked it out of my head when I do it.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah. So when did you do that? Your first one.
June 2020. I've got pictures on my Instagram feed from then.
Okay.
I can DM them over to you later.
Yeah, that would be great. I'll have a look. I think that's really interesting. And I think voice acting it's a really good talent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because for example,
we have a couple of voice actors in the autistic community at the moment.
Yeah.
and one is Billy West from Futurama, and another is someone called Corey Burton.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's good when television programs or series promote this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it I suppose it takes quite a lot of practice, doesn't it, Jack?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Although I don't have any acting training myself, maybe it's just down to the fact that being autistic, maybe it just comes naturally to us because we're always expected to be acting, quote, normal.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you hate those kind of terms for being autistic, like people saying you're not normal and stuff like that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's neuronormativity.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, yeah, it's annoying, isn't it, with the labels that comes with autism
Yeah.
that get called and stuff and
And also idiot kids who use it as an insult.
yeah, yeah, like I think
Just like how they used to use gay as an insult back in the 90s and the 2000s.
yeah, yeah, I completely agree there because especially even when I was at school, it was always a thing, like that kind of
Yeah,
slang. If
yeah,
you're not doing something someone else is doing that they don't want to do, they use
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But no, I don't normally see that nowadays, but
no,
I can understand it probably will be a thing. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I think it's really good, like the voice acting and
yeah,
that and and that's showing people that you can still do stuff. But being
yeah,
autistic doesn't mean we can't do anything.
yeah,
But it just means we may struggle a bit, be more
yeah,
intelligent in hobbies that we have
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, Before we finish, Jack, I just want to ask, like, it can either be both, it could be Crohn's and autism, or it can just be one or the other. Is there anything maybe you would say that maybe any advice you would give out at all?
For Crohn's, take your meds. Take your meds.
Yeah. Okay. And do you have any for autism or just Crohn's?
For autism, don't push yourself too hard. Don't feel the need to always conform to neurotypical standards,
Yeah,
and know when you're being screwed over.
definitely. I think that's great advice there, Jack. And
Yeah,
I think it's been great, like to talk to you.
yeah,
We'll definitely keep talking and keep in contact with each other though,
yes.
because it's not every day we meet a person has Crohn's and autism, is it?
No, it isn't.
No, but yeah, we'll be in touch and we'll definitely
Yes,
try
for
and reach
sure.
out to that motor
Yes,
racer driver with Crohn's, won't we?
yes, we will. And there's also another one as well called Rick Parfitt Jr., who's also got Crohn's.
Okay, well, I think
His father is Rick Parfitt Sr., the late frontman for Status Quo.
oh that's really interesting, Jack.
Yeah,
We'll definitely sort something out and try and get
yeah,
in contact with them.
yeah,
We'll maybe do a podcast with them or something.
yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of voice acting, I think podcasting is quite relevant, isn't it? Because you're
Yes, it
talking.
is.
And yeah, I just thought about that now. It kind of
Yeah,
links in, doesn't it? Um,
yes, it is.
but thank you, Jack. It's been really nice talking to you.
And same with you, Mason.